Welcome back to SAS, Australian style, down under. This is episode 7, man. I hope y'all are enjoying this series. This is the last one. We wrapping it up. We fixing to go hit something else after this. Enjoy.
After 3 days of no food or sleep, these men have arrived at the main guerrilla camp.
So I'm just going to say this. After 3 days of no sleep and no food, you seeing bears, tigers, and hyenas all the time. Man, your brain is functioning probably at about maybe 25% of its capacity. You struggling. You can fall asleep walking places. You fall over. It's crazy, man. Having done that right there, it gets a little wild.
Sit before the Supreme Commander, Mumu.
Soldiers of Australia, thank you very much for coming to my country and help me fight my war here in Bindunia. I hope that what I have seen so far is not a indication of the sort of soldiers you are. You are moving very slowly, you are disorganized.
After days without any form of nourishment, the offer of a ceremonial drink is a welcome one.
Thank you. This is our deity, the God we pray to.
Hey, man, these cats, they pray to anything right now. You gave them some elixir, some soup, man. You ain't pray to anything.
What is wrong? It is good wine, yes?
Yes, very good.
Did you finish it all?
Yes, I did.
You did, very good.
The local brew is made from vinegar mixed with fish oil and food dye.
Have you finished?
No.
Please. It shows an inner strength. This inner strength, I'd like to keep it inner.
I'm going to say this, although it may not taste good. That oil got a lot of calories. Everything they doing is with a purpose. Vinegar is going to make it taste a little rancid, but the oil is going to give them some fire. Trust me, you put some food in after no food for 3 days, you put a little bit of calories in the tank, man, it's like a shot of nitroglycerin.
If you would please stand, because this is liberation song, everybody must stand. It is not a sitting, except for my wives. If you will follow after me, I will sing first line and you will repeat, yes?
In my dreams we break the chains that hold this place together.
In my dreams we break the chains that hold this place together.
In my dreams the consequences would be so much better.
In my dreams the consequences would be so much better.
We'll fight and kill the enemy and drive him from our land.
We'll fight and kill the enemy and drive him from our land.
And in the end we are so proud of this great pile of sand.
And in the end we are so proud of this great pile of sand.
Liberation!
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 By the end of the night, you will be singing it as fluently as I am.
The Aussie dude tried to keep place, but man, he got into the song a little bit too much and cracked.
Commander Mumu now asks the Australians to build a chicken pen with the promise of an irresistible reward.
Apparently, this chicken's come tonight and we can eat them if we get the chicken chicken.
They must also fill sandbags to build a bigger foundation for the deity.
What is it? What do you do with that?
I'm going to dig with it.
You're going to dig? You don't look like you're digging to me. Oh, you pull it away from me? You're being rude to me.
I'm not touching the woman. It's just, I will get in
being
very
rude.
big trouble, ma'am, if you touch my weapon. Please do not, ma'am. I do not wish for any trouble.
You ask
please.
nicely. You do not have to pull
Could I
away
put
from me.
I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. Could I please have my weapon back?
The presence of Mumu's wives is an escalating problem for the candidates.
This is not accepted in my country. I am the commander of the camp. You do not talk to my wife.
As their maddening fatigue grows, the cycle of chores continues. The chicken pen is never built well enough.
How many star pickets do I give you?
3.
What does that tell you?
Triangle.
These chickens are from Bermuda. It is triangle chicken pen.
Okay, we can do that, Moo. We need more time though.
And the sandbags are never filled correctly.
Did you know you weren't allowed to dig a hole?
I thought you said no big holes.
You have left holes here for people to trip in. Put the dirt back in the holes.
Most guys are just pretty tired and like mentally over it. Just playing these games is starting to wear thin on a few people's patience. We found
So there's a difference between playing games and testing people mentally. The young men in these videos that are sitting here saying they're playing games and all that stuff have never experienced the real world, complete menagerie, unbelievable stuff that happens in the real world in this profession. And it's funny because you keep hearing these guys talking about the games. Man, listen, when I was in that same position, 1998, Coronado, California, I just did what they told me to do. I didn't care. I didn't care if they told me to put the dirt back in the hole. Where am I going? This ain't ending until it finishes. So if they want me to fill sandbags and then dump the sand right back into the same hole, so what? I'm gonna keep doing what I gotta do. I'm not gonna sit there and try to internalize, oh, we're not getting nowhere. We don't have no chickens. The coop ain't trying. I'm just gonna do what they tell me to do. Okay? I'm gonna keep my head on the swivel. I'm gonna keep thinking, but I'm not gonna overthink the little tiny, simple tasks. They're trying to break you mentally. They're trying to get you to do a lot of work and then turn around and show you that work is for nothing so that you'll break. I was on a shot clock. That shot clock was buzzed at 6 months long. As long as I'm here, I'm going to do whatever they tell me to do, and then I'm going to be done in 6 months. But for the time being, if they want me to shovel right now with a boat paddle and dig a hole 10 feet by 10 feet, that's what I'm going to do. And then we had to fill the hole back in. I didn't care. I didn't care that I was digging. I didn't care I had a crappy paddle. I didn't care. I didn't worry about none of it. I just did what I was told to do. Come on, man. Let's go. Don't get sucked into it. Don't get sucked into the losing mentality of the games they're playing.
yesterday that quite a lot of guys have withdrawn at own request. Statistically it's gonna happen, so you just pray that your body holds out to the end.
Fire.
Excuse me.
Throughout this exercise, the men must prove they can remain respectful of other cultures while in difficult and dangerous situations.
You have been with my wife.
No, definitely not. No way. Mumu, no, definitely not me.
Look, I swear to God.
Shoot him.
Wait.
Shoot him.
Look,
You do not tell me what to do.
You have been with my wife. Were you with my wife?
No, I just didn't hear the call. Remember?
Shoot him. Who has got...
Wait.
Shoot.
I admit it. Yeah, I admit it.
He admits it. Commander, the shoe is on the other foot now. He admits it. Do you think this is going to let you off?
I just want to be honest with you, remember?
Hey, he tried to say, Mumu, from the back, it was on fire. It didn't work, man. There ain't no right answer there, man. I'm just telling you, ain't no right answer. My first inclination was to slap the crap out of Mumu, but that ain't the right answer, man. Man, try to stay away from them women. I don't care what culture you in. The women are always the downfall of men. Just letting you know. I would have been on the other side of camp. I would have sat in a latrine if I had to.
Commander, how will you deal with him?
I'm not sure yet, but I'll promise you I'll come up with something. I will be
Make him do push-ups?
I will be honest though. We won't kill him because it's not part of our culture. And it's not fucking part of our laws.
This is not part of your country.
Exactly. But at the same time, can you afford to kill? You'll ultimately have to kill 10 Australian soldiers. What's that going to do for your cause? The assistance we can offer you.
Hey, my dude thinking on his feet. If you kill that dude, we gonna kill you. He didn't say it just like that, but that's basically how it came out, right? Hey, man, keep playing messing around games, all right? If you kill him, you're gonna end up killing all of us because we're gonna kill you. That's just how it is, man. You dealing with warlords, tribal chiefs, guys making millions and millions of dollars off of, slavery and everything else. You ain't dealing with the top-notch cats over there in the third world countries, second world countries where you operating. So you better be able to think on your feet. You better explain to them, man, listen, hey, I'm down here with the backing of Australia. It ain't just me that you got to deal with.
The dramatic scenarios continue through the night, and the promised chickens never arrive.
Together. In my dreams, the consequences would be so much better. Fight to kill the enemy and drive him from our land.
In the end, we are so proud of this great ball of sand. The road, there we go. Starting good. Because I'm retarded. This guy's bullshit tired.
At this point in training, when that sun comes up, it brings the warmest smile and glow to you. It's another day down. Another one of them dangerous nights in the books. Sun is up. Let's start the music.
By the next morning, the men are dazed and exhausted. Now that they've been starved into a stupor, the guerrilla leaders offer them something they can't resist.
Hot food, yes. Please eat it all up.
Boiled offal.
Make sure you get plenty of eyeball. Give you good energy.
I think I've got some kidneys, I've had some tongue, some brains, some stomach lining. Not the first choice on the menu, but very good nonetheless.
The food has given their bodies a desperately needed boost, but its effect on their minds is like a tranquilizer.
I've went 4 days without food trying to cut weight for wrestling. Back in high school when I didn't know how to cut weight efficiently. Everybody at my high school used to clown me when I ate the apple core. But what they didn't realize was that I weighed the apple with myself on the scale that morning to let me know that I could eat the apple. So therefore, when that apple core was the only thing left and I was still hungry like a wolf who hadn't eaten, that apple core got ate. So if you ain't eaten in 3 days and they put a pile of pig innards down there in a pot for you, man, I'm gonna eat them pig innards like it was the best thing in the world. Now, on the other hand, if that's a piece of that Icelandic, haddock, whatever fermented shark, I may have to pass. I wrestled. I'll go 2 weeks without food if I have to.
Try and make it swing over the back of the car.
We have the correct fuel, Commander?
300 litres, sir.
Why are we standing here?
Let's go.
Let's go.
Confusion reigns on the next body-breaking task, moving 300 litres of fuel 10 kilometres.
Hey, if everybody except one person is carrying 2 jerrys, we've got too many.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Have you got one in your pack? 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We do have one too many, all right?
No, you don't.
Raise your hand if you don't have one in your pack now. Everyone's got one in their pack. Right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Right, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Do I see? Listen to me. This man is not listening to you. Ask you that question again about his he have one in his pack.
Do you have one in your pack?
No, it's going to be... Okay, no,
Right.
there you go.
We have the right amount now.
That man not listening to you.
So,
You counted it. I had 2.
the first 4 guys up front, go there now. Take yourself 2 jerry each.
Something as simple as counting canteens at this point in training becomes an absolute gaggle, just a gaggle. 14, 12, 13, 22. We got 22. Listen, man, telling you their minds are working at maybe 15% at this point. So just imagine a bunch of 3-year-olds trying to figure out how to carry a bunch of jerry cans and keep count. That's basically what you got.
So you got, sorry, correction, so you got 3 jerrys, 1 in your pack.
And we rotate forward. That way guys are resting their arms. They just move forward, drop the jerry, move to the back or move to flank security.
Alright, get the extra jerry up the front. That man carries it for fucking 20 metres, puts it down. Next person picks up on the way through.
Right,
next person, next person, next person, then we break.
That's the first plan I've heard all morning.
By late afternoon, the energy from the food has long gone.
Oh, just come in for a sec. The burns is good.
You okay, mate?
Yeah, I'm sweet.
Number 37 loses consciousness and collapses head first.
Roll over onto your side. Roll over to your side.
So the one thing I'm gonna say is it'd be interesting to see what the temperature is right now. I don't know. I've seen a couple people pass out during Hell Week or just fall. Most of the time they fall asleep and they just fall over. They're not necessarily passing out from a medical condition. Their brain just shut down. They go to sleep for a while. I've seen that in the boat, seen that standing. People just fall over and go to sleep, but they're not really necessarily passing out. I don't know what the medical term for falling asleep is.
Hold that.
You just blacked out, mate.
Blacked out, mate.
Okay, sit back up so it's fucking comfortable for you. Okay, take your webbing off, mate. Take your webbing off. Okay, it's pretty heavy. You alright? Yeah? Alright. Grab your bottle. What happened? You just fainted, mate. Alright. Where's your med kit? Alright, let's go. Let's keep going. Get some RSs here first, mate. Otherwise you go down again. You good, mate? We gotta get going.
Just calm down, yeah.
Determined not to give the directing staff any reason to doubt his stamina, 37 marches on.
Good on him, man. I'm sorry we saw his face, though, because you know what that means. But if you ain't willing to die, you ain't going to get the prize. That's just how this goes. This type of training right here. Hey, what happened? You passed out? Now, I'm going to tell you this. I passed out in the swimming pool during drown proofing. I woke up. I didn't ask no questions because I was being told to shut up. I found out like maybe an hour later what had happened. I woke up. It's a good day. I kept it moving. Sometimes you don't wake up, but it ain't a bad day for you. It's a bad day for your family. Shout out to my man for getting it up, keeping it moving.
6 gut-wrenching hours later, they reach their destination. Now, in a brief moment of rest, they're asked to rate the performance of their fellow candidates.
Difficult to do, but I guess it's a good way of them finding out. Someone might look good from the outside, but not be very well liked from the inside. It could be personality based, but it's a good way for them to understand the team dynamics from the inside, I guess.
The directing staff are leaving no stone unturned in assessing the candidates. Every last bit of information will be used by the regiment in the final days of selection. For the remaining handful of men, the last 2 days of the SAS selection course merge into a continuous series of unachievable tasks. Their bodies are pounded, while their minds are bombarded with strange and confusing scenarios. At all times, their starved, sleep-deprived behaviour is being closely observed and analysed. The regiment is determined to weed out any last undetected weak links.
I'm waiting to hear what the count is, man. We haven't heard the count in a minute. It don't look like they got that many people. I imagine they got the team split up into groups. Haven't seen any quitters yet.
By the final day, the candidates are living in their own private hell.
Everyone's just really in the hurt locker at the moment. The boys are just walking ghosts. They're just totally fatigued, very, very hungry, and just got nothing left in the bank, really. It's just they're slugging away. Can't do anything too quickly. No one's really thinking too straight as well.
Right to the very end, candidates will cave in and withdraw. Number 24 has suddenly injured his back, and he is now in a cloud of doubt.
Just felt like a stabbing pain, or a red hot poker in the side of my back. So I just off the spine, like on the right hand side. It's not too bad if I just stand still, or don't put too much strain on it. But as soon as I try and pick anything up on the right side, it's fucking pretty debilitating.
With the ambulance lurking, 24 is being tempted to get medical help.
Oh no! They drove the ambulance by just to make sure people knew that the ambulance was nearby. Hey man, listen, what I tell you before, I don't care if you ain't slept or 8 in 5 days, that ambulance shows up, I'm running, get my ruck on, get whatever I'm carrying, I'm getting out of there, man. Don't bring the ambulance around. It's like a hot shower in the middle of Hell Week. Man, that thing, I can't get in a hot shower. I don't care. I don't care if I won every event. I'm not getting in a hot shower because I'm not going to go over there and taste the forbidden fruit and end up getting out of the training. Okay, listen, let me tell y'all something about your brain power. So if your brain thinks your body's doing too much, it tries to shut it down and makes up injuries. So your brain, in this case, has caused this guy to feel a fire hot poker in the middle of his back. That's his brain telling him, man, I want to get out of here. It's too stressful. I don't like it. Them hardened dudes, man, that pain come, they laugh at it, they keep it moving, they go to their happy place. If you ain't willing to die, you ain't gonna get the prize. That's just how this goes. And they don't think about it. And you know what? The brain lets it go and it goes away.
But consenting to an examination risks being pulled from the course within grasp of the finishing line. For now, with the help of the team, he can continue on.
When you walk how many Ks with a bunch of blokes and you can't help out, at least it's very limited what you can do, and you feel pretty bad.
You ain't carrying your Bergen, there's a good chance they ain't gonna select you. Now the guy's carrying his Bergen and all the other weight, they looking at them like, okay, I get it. But man, you can't carry your own weight, you ain't gonna make it. Ain't gonna select, non-select.
By late afternoon, the pressure on 24 is coming from all sides.
It's becoming a burden to us, mate, that we're going to carry your pack. Just go get checked out and see what's wrong.
Shouldn't have too much farther, fellas.
These men have all but finished the hardest journey of their lives.
Yeah.
Only now does the regiment finally have the men where they need them.
We will break an individual down to see his true character. We'll see his strengths and we'll see his weaknesses. We'll see his cognitive ability in situations where he's had very little sleep, situations where he hasn't eaten for a long time, or he has been at the absolute limits of human endurance to come up with a solution to achieve the mission.
The only way you get a man to that point is to take a man to that point. There's no faking it. There's no analyzing it. There's no trying to figure out what is this guy going to do when it gets really bad. You got to take him to really bad. And I'm telling you right now, that's where they at. They at really bad right now. They are at rock bottom, really bad, tired, hungry, cold, wet, and miserable.
Finally, 24 succumbs to the pain and asks to be taken to the medic. He knows that at this late stage, his chances of success are now in serious jeopardy.
I wish I hadn't bothered and just kept my mouth shut. If you go and see it, you might not come back out.
Yeah, you go in the ambulance, you might not come back out. Don't go to the ambulance. Are you still breathing? I don't know, can you see out of one eye? Maybe not two, but you can see out of one. Don't go to the ambulance, homeboy. Don't go to the ambulance, mate. Stay away. There's a big brown snake in the ambulance.
That's the risk you take.
It is now the last night of the selection process, and as 24 is driven towards almost certain failure, those left face one last sleepless night. For 28, it's time to reflect on how he has managed to survive.
I look at this a bit differently, maybe. I don't consider it to be a course. You know, this is, I'm here to do a job, you know, and you only get to go home when the job's done.
Making it to the end of this 21-day ordeal does not guarantee selection.
So I'm just going to say that's a great way to look at it, man. I'm here to do a job. When I finish the job, then I get to go home. That's a great way. That's kind of the way I looked at it, right? Like I'm going to SEAL training. It's supposedly 6 months, but really takes 10 months. And I'll go home when it's done. My mom tells the story. I called her in October when I showed up, and I called her again in June and told her, hey, come to graduation on Friday. It was like a Tuesday. And she said, we just had our fingers crossed that you hadn't called home, so you must still be there. Tell you right now, folks, live in the moment, live where your feet are, do the job, keep your head down. Last night,
the regiment reserves the right to take only those who truly fit the profile.
Look, there are going to be soldiers that complete this course and won't be selected. At the end of the day, they're very good soldiers. I mean, they have passed this selection course, but they just have a little trait that may not be suitable for this unit. And I know they're going to be bitterly disappointed. I can tell you that now because I've seen it before.
You want to achieve success at the end of the day, and the hardest thing is not knowing if you've done enough.
The senior directing staff now meet for the final time. Tonight they will re-examine each remaining candidate, and by morning the axe will fall again. And for those who are chosen, it is just the beginning.
At the end of the selection course, I'll probably say, yes, this is the hardest thing that I've ever done. Now, I can tell you right now that from my own personal experience, the hardest thing that I did was the first activity after selection. In order to get the Sandy Beret with a wing dagger badge affixed with the motto, "Who Dares Wins," they'll undergo 18 months of intense training, both mentally and physically. They'll be tested every day. They'll be assessed every day. They're basically on a daily renewable contract.
Those left standing tonight may or may not gain selection. Each know they have now done all they can.
That daily renewable contract is everywhere in the world in special operations. You earn your Trident every day. You earn your Green Beret every day. Only easy day was yesterday. Tomorrow, man, it's a MF. It's a MF tomorrow. Trying not to cuss so much on the channel so they don't give me no damn limited resource bans on monetization. But anyway, we try not to cuss so much, so I'm going to use MF. Man, let me tell you. Every day you earning that bad boy across the world in special operations. The only day that was you can look back on and say, man, that day was easy is that one in the curtains behind.
Pride pretty much kept me going, and I finished the course. I was one of the few to finish the course, and if I get selected, that'll be even better. But I'll be able to look back on this phase of my life and say, well, at least I had a go, and I was there till the end.
"130 candidates started the SAS selection course. After 3 weeks, just 26 have been chosen to commence training.
26? That's a lot of cats, man. 26? Shoot. They did good, man. Was that because the cameras were there? I don't know. Ooh, 26. That's a lot of cats now.
Their identities can never be revealed.
Shout out to the 26 cats that made it, man. Shout out to you, man. You just went through that crazy training. Man, that gotta be the hardest training in the world. I don't care. I know them cats over in Britain are gonna claim they got the hardest training in the world up in the mountains they got, but I mean, I'm just telling you, I don't know if it can get hotter than Australia. And those were real mountains they were climbing with rocks and stuff on them. Man, let me tell you, shout out to those 26 dudes, man.
Their lives will never be the same.
Hey, man, that's a great take, man. Let's end it right there. Hope y'all enjoyed this whole series. Go check out the other 7 videos in it. We rocking and rolling. Keep it moving.